Hello guys, welcome to ASPE screencast on sociocultural studies. Just a quick recap on where we've been so far. So we had a quick look last lesson. So we looked at kind of the umbrella term of physical activity. So we looked at all the components that underpin physical activity. So we looked at kind of definitions, exercise, physical activity, benefits of physical activity, factors contributing to a sedentary lifestyle. We also had a look at lifelong physical activity and lifetime sport, and then we had a look at a direct contrast between the concepts of physical recreation, that relatively unsophisticated form of physical activity, and then we looked at the characteristics of physical recreation, and directly contrasted them to the characteristics of sport. If you remember, there was a key acronym that kind of linked those two together, which was CROCS. Okay, so the CROCS gave you the kind of limited level of commitment for physical recreation, whereas there was high levels of commitment for sport. What you had to do is link it to a specific activity. I think I got you to do cycling or football and look at them as different entities. So football as a physical recreation, where contrasted to football as a sport. Now what we need to do today is to kind of finish off. We defined physical recreation, we defined sport, we gave characteristics of sport, we gave characteristics of physical recreation. What we're going to do today is we're going to kind of look over quickly the benefits of taking part in kind of, this physical recreation. So that relatively unsophisticated physical activity that can take place anywhere and with anyone. Okay, and then we're going to have a look at how it differs for outdoor recreation. What's an example of outdoor recreation? Where does outdoor recreation have to take place? And then what are the key benefits of that? Following that, we're going to have a quick look at the characteristics of physical education, and then we'll have a look at the benefits, and then in the lesson we'll try and build on that and have a look at the very similar yet different concept of outdoor education. A lot of the benefits are very similar, but we've just got to change it to incorporate the natural environment. So looking over them, starting off, first point then. From last lesson, we looked at the following. Physical recreation then. We had a look at those limited levels of commitment. If you remember, we had limited levels of extrinsic rewards, but high levels of intrinsic rewards. Okay, we looked at limited levels of organisation, so there was no governing bodies. The players could decide on the rules. Then we had a look at competition. There was limited levels of competition in physical recreation. So there was no league, okay, it was just jump for enjoyment. And then finally, we went down to limited levels of skill and fitness required. For example, you don't have to last for a 90 minutes game. You could just play for 20 minutes. Benefits then. These are the things you didn't have. Now, basically, what I need you to just get an idea of, I've told you about this concept of categorizing benefits or reasons people do things. Now, these are slightly different, the same categories, but what I've tried to do here is I'll put one in wrong there. But if we have a quick look on here, you've basically got personal. Now, personal here, before I've talked about self-esteem, but for physical recreation, okay, often the reason why you go out for a bike ride, for example, is just to enjoy it, just for simple enjoyment. Okay, physical, the reason why you do it is you might go to improve your health. Okay, so it might be a way of improving your fitness or your health. So in the past, when we've talked about these concepts, we've talked about personal, we've talked about self-esteem. I want you to add one in here, enjoyment, so that you've got two things we can talk about now that are personal reasons for taking part. Then from there, we've got physical. So in the past, we talked about cardiovascular. What we're going to do now is broaden it a little bit and talk about fitness and health. It might improve your health by going for a bike ride. Then we're going to have a look at mental. Now, mental, I want you to change that enjoyment. We've talked about stress relief, and what I wanted to do was change that. I didn't mean to have that there. We're going to change that to relaxation, not enjoyment. Okay, so that's really important you change that. Finally, by going out on a group bike ride, it might help you improve your communication skills, it might help improve your teamwork skills, and those things will help you in general life as well. So what you've got then, P, P, M, S, we're always going to have these categories. We'll have to add for certain things, take away for others. So going on, we go on now to outdoor recreation. So outdoor recreation is basically, again, it's an unsophisticated, relatively unsophisticated form of physical activity, but the key discriminator from physical recreation is the fact that outdoor recreation takes place in a natural environment. Okay, so it has to be in the natural environment, e.g. mountain walking. So your example is mountain walking. The characteristics of outdoor recreation are the same as physical recreation, so you have limited levels of crocs. Okay, however, the key benefits that take place, this is the anomaly, the absolute anomaly, the only thing in the whole of these kind of under the umbrella term of physical activity that does not have categorized benefits. The only one is outdoor rec, and I'm not going to make a massive deal of this because this actually came up last summer for the first time in the whole spec. So basically, benefits of taking part in outdoor recreation, okay, is that, well, in order for them to get any benefits, it has to take place in an outdoor area. So the area is your acronym, and the reason why is because you've got this keyword here, this E. So E is environment, and that links back to this natural environment here. But the other three things in the acronym all lead to this word environment. So basically, first A is that people, if you go hill walking or mountain walking, you have an appreciation for the natural environment, for the E. Okay, so that might mean you appreciate the views, you appreciate the aesthetic beauty of a stream running down the stream, whatever, yeah. Going on from there, you also might have a respect for the natural environment. So you might, you know, rather than going for the toilet, I don't know, on a load of flowers up a nice hill, you might actually resist that and wait till you actually got to the toilet. Instead of dropping litter, okay, on the floor, on the hill, on the mountain, you might keep it in your bag and wait till you go back down to the bottom and put it into a bin because you have a respect for the natural environment, the E there. Okay, so the key things, I mean, I just kind of put these ones in here. The final one is that you kind of develop this kind of sense of adventure in the natural environment. So when you go mountain walking, you might be really crazy and think, I'm a little bit more adventurous. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and climb over a bigger mountain next time I go mountain walking. Okay, so you have a quick look at that. If you can just categorize those in, remember exactly the same. Key difference on all of this is this word natural environment. Environment forms the trigger for area. Okay, so appreciation, respect and adventure in the natural environment or of the natural environment, they are your key benefits. The only benefits that require something different, and that's why there's an acronym for it, it's outdoor. We're thinking about the outdoor area, outdoor area, outdoor area. That's the key thing to focus on. Going on to PE then. So PE, or physical education, is basically, and this is the key focus for today's lesson because we need to get a good contrast between this and outdoor education. So make brief notes on the other stuff, but ultimately physical education then is the learning of physical, preparatory, personal skills. And the key thing here is this concept of learning. Okay, you have to visit anything that has the word education is regards learning. Okay, you're learning about something, not just how to do it, but also why you do things. So going on from there then, how do we do it? So the characteristics require us to ask our probing questions that you've used. I've told you all year, you will either have questions to trigger or to probe yourself for answers. You'll have categories when you're looking at things. You'll have acronyms, mnemonics, or memory hooks. For physical education, the characteristics to make physical education unique are, first of all, what is it? So basically what we have to do is say, right, what does it consist of? Well, it consists of the national curriculum. What else does it give you? It gives you opportunity for qualification. So your Cornell notes should have, what does it consist of? Okay, what does it give you the opportunity to do? Okay, qualifications, GCSE, BTEC, A-level. Who is in control of it? Who does it? Okay, where does it take place? Because schools and colleges, if you want to. Okay, and then this last one's not, I'm not bothered about that. Okay, and then we have a look at the benefits. So what we have to do for the benefits again is we categorise it. So the key benefits of physical education, and this is really important because these are going to directly compare, and we're going to use them again for outdoor education, which is exactly the same, learning of physical, preparatory, personal skills. But instead of doing that just at school, it's in the natural environment because it's got the word outdoor on it. So now we're going down and saying, right, what are the benefits of taking part? Well, you have physical benefits of taking part in PE. For example, you improve your endurance in a GCSE circuit training lesson. Personal, you develop self-esteem by scoring a goal in a hockey lesson. Preparatory values, okay, you develop a preparation, or you prepare yourself for future careers in sport. For example, you can put preparation rather than preparatory, people struggle with that. So preparation, it provides you, and this is something different, we haven't used this before, this is one of the new things. Okay, so we have on here then preparatory or preparation, prepares you for careers in sport, e.g. a football or coach, e.g. a personal trainer, e.g. a teacher. Okay, these things are what happen. And then finally, or penultimately, you have here, there's an improved quality of life. And the reason what that means is, one, you have improved quality of life because it might reduce the chance of developing kind of coronary heart disease or kind of illnesses. And also it improves your quality of life because you develop something called an aesthetic appreciation of skillful moves. So if football, you like football, you might see someone do an overhead kick, and because you like the aesthetic, basically means the beauty of something, so you really appreciate the beauty of it. In hockey, you see someone do an Indian dribble. In gymnastics, you see someone do a front flip. In in dance, you see someone do a demi-plie, my favourite word in dance. And basically you look at that and think, do you know what, I appreciate that because I know about it. I was taught about it at school. So it gives you that improved quality of life, both from a physical point of view, but also from an aesthetic appreciation point of view. Final one is cognitive. PE allows you to develop mental skills such as problem solving, e.g. orienteering lesson within PE lessons. Okay, so there's your key things. I know it's a long screencast. Please make sure you make comprehensive notes on this, because when we've done physical education, we've got to go on to outdoor education. We'll do a quick recap on sport and physical rec characteristics. We'll look at physical rec benefits, then we'll look at outdoor rec characteristics and benefits, and then we'll get PE started and link it to outdoor ed. That will leave us a few little bits to do. We've got to do 5 definitions linked to sport, which are easy. Okay, so if we do this efficiently, we might get it done tomorrow. If not, we might have a little tag on to next week. Okay, thank you.